of it. So I would just say, on their note, on the Akasha, or the Akashic, which goes back to the Sanskrit. Okay, you have to go back to the Hindu culture to really understand what it's saying. And the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, the Upanishads, kind of get into all that. It talks about predestiny. It talks about your original existence in your spiritual form. So you've always been predestined to be the great deity that you are, is what the Akashic Records is trying to tell you. Not in the sense that you're destined to be doomed if you don't follow a certain way, or that if you don't understand or perceive your destination, that doom looms over the horizon. That's what we don't want to look at it in that perspective. The Dravidian culture, which is very interesting. Let's go there for a quick minute since the Akashic Records came up. Okay. The Dravidian culture, and I'm not talking about modern day Hinduism. Remember, the original Dravidians were African. Remember, the original Dravidians that sailed from India over to Africa looked just like your ancient Africans did. The Hindus were a byproduct of the Indo-Aryans mixing in with those Africans. Okay. Now, they've inherited a lot of that culture. When you deal with tantric energy, when you deal with tantric sex magic, which that's a whole other thing. We just did 2 shows on that. And that deals with a whole other level of information. That's part of us and connected to us too. Okay, that's our culture. Okay. They dealt with the same concepts like Egypt. They represented archetype energies. Like one deity that I'm working with now, doing a lot of mantra magic with, is the deity Kalima. Kalima is a powerful deity. It represents the divine mother goddess, the feminine energy. It represents higher aspects. The word Kali means dark. So when you're working with Kalima, you're dealing with the dark mother goddess. And she deals with the inner depths of the subconscious mind, the dark magical powers. Okay? But at the same token, as she's a warrior in the spirit and clears all energy out of your path that's adverse to you, it's also a caring energy, a loving energy. But it does it with tough love. Meaning it makes you go through your trials and tribulations so you can learn. So it deals with that type of energy and force. Those same principles that the Dravidian culture and Egypt represented were interconnected. So we gotta realize Egypt, Africa, all these cultures at one point were linked up. They all interfaced with each other. They're not separate. We have separated and categorized them today. So we have many different scripts, Sanskrit being the language of this culture. We have many different texts, whether it's the Akasha Records, whether it's the Coming Forth by Day, the Pyramid text, the Papyrus of Ani. We can go through all these texts. They were representing something that existed in the subconscious mind. It still didn't come outside of the principle. Because when you get into the Holy Family in Egypt, the manifestation of the representation of the deity starts with Aset, Ushir, and Heru. When you're talking about Geb, Nut, when you're talking about Shu, Kefnet, they represented aspects of the elements of nature and creation. They were not literally physical beings. They were the way the Egyptians conveyed a story to show you how creation worked. When you're reading the story of the deity Nun in the chaotic waters, that represents the sperm being released from the man's penis and the sperm racing to the ovum of the woman. That's what the story of Nun in the chaotic waters really is. Nun is not an actual deity. So, excuse me, the Egyptians did that to show you what was going on with inside. They created stories externally so you can have metaphors to grasp onto so you can understand what was taking place within. But what has happened now, again, as I said earlier, we have now gotten back to worship. You have people that worship Heru, that worship the deity Ra. How is that different than a Christian that prays to Jesus? It's not. This is where the problem comes in. Now, if that's your thing, you say it works for you, but the power that's still driving it is you. Because you're still convincing yourself, like a Christian convinces themselves they have faith that Jesus is real. They have to psych themselves out. They have to manipulate their mind. Because not a damn one of them can really, in essence, prove that Jesus is real. And here's the way I do it. I say, well, you know what? Show me without using the Bible or any biblical concept that your Jesus exists. They can't do it. They try hard. And I say, don't come at me with any biblical concept or any scripture. Show me. It goes to show you the power that can be instilled in your mind by way of a book. So most religions can't prove any authentication of what they believe without using their so-called holy book. It's impossible. Now, a magician or an alchemist or a mystic is not confined by religion and belief systems. So somebody could say to me, I don't need to prove because I don't believe in your concept of deity of God. So it's irrelevant. I'm asking because if you're saying that that's how the Creator exists, I'm saying prove it to me without using faith and belief. And they can't do it. And that's where the problem comes in. When you deal with the 7 Hermetic principles, when we say that we are a representation of deity, you come to the realization of that by way of astral traveling. Going outside a person, place, or thing is how you raise yourself up to the reality of these things. And nobody can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. So I can't answer that question for somebody. Because people want to define God again, confounded in person, place, or thing. So they're giving you a definition of the Creator, and everything they're saying is a person, place, or a thing. So God is a man that sits on a throne in heaven, which confirms that heaven is bigger than God. So God is not the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. And if God is there, it means He's what? He's not here. So what are we talking about? Now I got a bigger problem. So to show you that concept is weak. Now they want you to believe that there's some character in heaven watching over everything and pulling the strings on everything. What they want you to believe? There's a fucking Santa Claus story. They're basically asking you to believe in Santa Claus is what they're doing. And we fall for the okie doke for thousands of years now. I don't care if you call it Allah, Jah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Adonai, Yahuwah, it's all the same shit. There's no difference. Okay? They want you to literally believe that. So now you got this mindset that there's something that's controlling the strings to the very course of your life every day. You really believe this, and as the sister said back there, to the point if you don't attend church regularly, you're going to hell. Right? Now here's the other problem. Heaven and hell is a state of mind that resides within. There is no such place as heaven. There is no such place as hell. I asked somebody geographically to define to me where heaven and hell is. They say, well, hell is below, heaven is above. Really? Do you really know scientifically, if you believe in the Jesus story and the crucifixion, and Jesus was crucified and was resurrected and ascended to heaven, do you know literally He would still be traveling back right now as we speak? Scientifically? If you correlated to Him leaving 2,000 years ago, do you know literally He would still be traveling back to this place called heaven, because they say heaven. And now I got a problem because the Bible says my Father's house is of many mansions. So which mansion is He going to? Okay? So they say, no, but see, He's God. He can just poof. He can just do that. You know, and He's there. So now we're back to Santa Claus and myth. You see, when you can't explain something, it's easy just to say, well, see, you don't understand how mysterious how God works. The Lord works, here's the other one. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I translate that as I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's basically what that means to me. And that's okay if you believe that, assess the word believe. If that's what you believe, that's on you. But when I'm asking you to factually prove to me, and you can't, then we've established that as a belief. That's all it is. It's just a belief. Okay? So they want you, go ahead.
So, when going back to the calculator, so the past life, what calculator, for instance, I got a reading like a month and a half.
A Cosmic reading?
Yes.
Okay, who did it for you?
This lady.
It's irrelevant. Go ahead.
So basically, she told me that in Egypt I was brutally murdered because I stood up for what I believed in. Okay, so then she said, well, for me to see.
That's right. She didn't understand. It's good. That was pretty cool. I don't quite get it.
So she said, I have a side question, right? So
okay.
I'm kind of connecting that maybe with the fact that she said for me to stand up for what I believe in now, that you need to clear it up in this lifetime. And that was like, to be honest though, she's saying I was a priestess in the Egyptian time, and then she saw these heads something that was people that was heads something, I don't know, like okay. That was down and so now
Yes. Now, let me say this again. In Cosmic Records, we've all have been here many times, so we definitely. It is accurate. We've all had many past existences, past incarnations on this planet.
And so why now, though? Like, why that?
And here's the thing. The reason why I had asked you who did the reading, and again, I'm not going to be hypocritical and judge the person. Okay, I'm familiar. Okay. Now, you got to understand, when somebody's doing a spiritual reading, I do spiritual readings and consultations too. There's two different things. A consultation is one thing. A reading is when you're actually using a system of divination, be it the Akashic Records, runes, stones, cards, whatever. You're using a tool of divination to contact spirits. All right. There's a couple things you need to know when you're doing that. One, she's tapping into her vibrational rate and frequency to the energy that's connected to her to assist her in reading your energy. Now, the reason is why now, we're always dealing in and living with the now. The now means we know the past is, in a sense, has passed. The present is a gift given to us now. That's why they call it the present. And we don't know if the future is ever going to come. So all leads back to now. You understand that? There is no such thing as time. So when dealing with Akashic, you got to get outside the mind sign. There is no then, there is no thou, there is no beginning or end. Oh, no, it is all now. Let me give you an example. I use this concept of time. When you go outside of 3 dimensions, there is no time. When you astrally travel, if you've ever experienced that, if you've astrally ever left your body, there's no time that governs that. I've used it a million times in class, the definition of, to give people a metaphor of how time confounds people. I've used the analogy of a second-hand clock. You have a tick and a tock. You see the old, remember clocks we used to see in school, the old clocks with their second hand? They would go tick, tock. But in between the tick and the tock, there's a space of time that's not being recorded. So time that we're using on this realm is inaccurate because they call it seconds, and it should be firsts. There's intentionally done. So the time or the gap in between the tick and the tock is the time that you vibrate on. That's where your existence really lies, because it's what they call space-time continuum. It just continues. There's no beginning. There's no end. So you're coming back to now, but you might be misinterpreting that it was why something then now, but it's really all the same thing. I don't want to sound confusing. I hope that makes sense to you. You should use that information based on the fact it should assist you in your journey or where you're at now. You understand?
That's what I mean by
correct.
Now.
Right.
I'm assisting you now because, I was thinking what I blocked in my last lifetime and lifetime before that. So that's what I mean by now.
Yes, because remember, your previous manifestations on this planet have governed your current situation now, for sure. That's what the Akashic is about. So you have to constantly burn out that karma, and you keep coming here until you master it, and then you evolve back into a vital life force being or being a light and energy, where now you become a deity, where you can come here at will and leave at will, where you're not confounded here. So we keep coming here until we get this right. So the reason the answer, which I see where you're coming from now is because it's something you need to know now for your next incarnation, or maybe not your next incarnation. This might be your last time here. You understand? So you're being revealed by way of your genetics and your DNA of something you need to know that probably held you back in a previous incarnation. So you need to get that right. And you'll know, we won't know, you'll know, just like everybody else will know, and you'll know when you don't have to come back there anymore. Now remember, you always come back as what you hate. Not everybody here was black or Latino in a previous life form. Let's get that out of our heads. Most of the time you come back in your first reincarnations of things that you hated when you were here a previous time. Why? So you can experience what it is you actually hated. People don't understand this. So most definitely.